Pack your bag and get ready to head to New Zealand. That's right, the New Zealand government has announced that they were bringing forward a lot of the dates for their borders reopening, and this is what we're going to be covering today. So welcome to New Zealand Travel News, the segment where we go over the news that people looking to travel to all around New Zealand may care about. We are the team behind New Zealand's largest travel guide, NZ Pocket Guide, and my name is Robin. So let's get started with what the Prime Minister has announced.
In short, we're ready to welcome the world back. And today I can confirm from 11:59 p.m. Tuesday 12 April, vaccinated Australians can travel to New Zealand. And from 11:59 p.m. Sunday the 1st of May, vaccinated travellers from visa waiver countries and those with valid visitor visas can travel to New Zealand.
Alright, so basically here is the thing that we need to remember about this announcement. So the Prime Minister of New Zealand has announced that the New Zealand borders will open to vaccinated Australian travellers from 11:59 p.m. on the 12th of April 2022, and also to fully vaccinated travellers from visa waiver countries, and they will be able to enter the country of New Zealand from 11:59 on the 1st of May 2022. And people that already have valid visas to travel to New Zealand and still meet the conditions of their visa are going to be able to enter New Zealand as well, the Prime Minister said. So the previous timeline was July 2022, and it has now been moved to the 2nd of May, which is pretty exciting if you're an Australian planning to take a winter holiday in New Zealand, or if you are planning to come to New Zealand for any other purposes. Let's be honest, it's exciting all around. So let's unpack quickly what visa waiver countries are. So a visa waiver country is basically a country from which the passport holders of some countries and territories that don't have to apply for a visa before to travel to New Zealand, but you still must hold an NZDT, which is a New Zealand Electronic Travel Authority. So that's kind of a levy that you have to pay. So if the only thing that you need to enter New Zealand is the NZDT, then at that point, well, this opening on the 1st of May is applying to you. Now, in order to make it easier for everybody, I will have on that side of the screen right here the list of visa waiver countries displaying right here. So you don't need to comment and ask if your country is part of the visa waiver countries if it's not on the list that is displaying right here, and I will also put it at the end of the video. What about that? If your country is not on there, then this announcement is not applying to you unless you already have a valid visa for New Zealand. Sadly, there are a lot of major New Zealand markets such as India and China which are not a visa waiver countries, and sadly this announcement does not apply to people from China or from India, for example. So again, only the countries on that list right here. I always like to make sure that everything is super clear for everybody, so the information doesn't get lost in translation right here. Your country must be on that list in order for this announcement to apply, or you must already have a valid visa for coming to New Zealand. All right, so a couple of other key points for the rest of the announcement that I thought you guys may be interested in. So first up, the border has already opened to New Zealanders from around the world on Monday the 21st of March. The critical workers and skilled workers also become eligible to enter without isolation. So New Zealanders can already come to New Zealand from pretty much all around the world, and then critical and skilled workers become eligible from Monday on the 21st of March, which is literally a few days from now. In order to know if you are a critical and skilled worker, you need to head to immigration.govt.nz. Again, that's immigration.govt.nz. That's your number one source for information on that subject, because that's the official Immigration New Zealand website. All right, so another key point that is worth remembering: travelers will not need to isolate on arrival. This has been waived a few weeks back, and we did a video about this. But you will need to provide a pre-departure test and take 2 RAT, which is rapid antigen tests, on day 01 and on day 5-6. And that is the case for all arrival at the border. So even if you're a New Zealander, you still have to do that. So that applies blanket to everybody. The next key point to keep in mind is visa processing. I know that a lot of people, although we are a travel channel here at NZ Pocket Guide, we are here to talk travel. I know that a lot of people are asking us questions about immigration in New Zealand. So the visa processing is not planned to restart at Immigration New Zealand until October 2022. They may bring that a little bit more forward, but the Prime Minister hasn't given too many indications that this is going to happen anytime soon right now. So if you are applying for visa, if you want to apply for visa, then you still have to wait until Immigration New Zealand starts again to reprocess all your visa. And finally, about the My Vaccine Pass. So I don't know if you're aware, but in New Zealand, we have a little card with a QR code, which is called a My Vaccine Pass. And we need to scan that when we go to different venues around New Zealand in order to record where we've been, to be able to get a notification if this becomes a location of interest and we are at risk of having COVID and maybe we need to get tested. Now, this is not currently easily available to international travelers. It is, but really not easily available to international travelers. But the Prime Minister has strongly hinted that it's likely to be phased out next week, and that will make traveling around New Zealand easier. So again, it's not announced just yet, but this may just completely be waived in order to make sure that tourists are able to travel easily in New Zealand. This will be part of a separate announcement. There is not this one right here. But yeah, so you don't have to worry too much about that. I know that we already have received some questions about that. I am going to travel around New Zealand. Do I need to find that My Vaccine Pass? Do I need to apply for it? How do I do it? Where do I need to scan? Where don't I need to scan? Well, this system, as we are, Omicron is basically raging right here in New Zealand. We may phase this whole system out, and it may make everything kind of much easier when it comes to traveling around New Zealand. Alright, so as promised, this video will end with a full screen of the list of all the visa waiver countries. But before that, let me just remind you that if you're planning a trip to New Zealand, a holiday in New Zealand, make sure to check out NZPocketGuide.com. It's New Zealand's largest travel guide. It's a massive source of information for you to plan your trip to New Zealand, and it's all 100% free. So make sure to head to www.nzpocketguide.com in order to make the most out of this amazing resource that we put our heart and soul into. The other thing that I would like to mention is that, well, we're doing all those videos for you guys for free. So if you feel like supporting all our hard work, maybe subscribing to this video so you get to see the next one, but also hitting the like button and even commenting and saying just thank you for all the work. It's always a super way to kind of tell us that what we do is the right thing to do, and just to show us a little bit of love. And if you want to go even a step further, you can join us on Patreon, where you'll be able to have access to some awesome perks for the price of a cup of coffee a month. That's basically the end for me. I'm going to kind of celebrate a little bit the fact that now travelers are going to be able to come to New Zealand even earlier. And again, I'm leaving you with, at the end of the screen right here, the list of the visa waiver countries. So you can pause the video, zoom on it, and check that out to make sure that your country is on the visa waiver country list. And if you are, by the way, you still need to apply for NZDT, which is the levy, and you can find some information about that on nzpocketguide.com. I'll leave a link right above my head. All right, you keep on traveling safe, and well, we'll see you soon in New Zealand. Bye bye.